How you doing, guys? File91e here, and I just felt the urge to, to say something about UFC 116. I just watched it, and since Lesnar was on it, I figure it kind of fits here on the Wrestling Reviews page. But I absolutely loved this whole card, and just the fact that how the main event happened it just makes it even more crazy. So I want to go down the card and just give my thoughts on it. This is the preliminary card on Spike TV. There was Seth Petrozelli versus Ricardo Romero. Great way to open up the show, or to open up at least the televised bouts. I thought Seth Petrozelli was going to win. He was a big guy, a lot more of a veteran. In fact, he dominated the whole first round. But then Ricardo Romero came in and submitted him with an armbar. Probably broke Seth Petrozelli's arm, even though he'd withstood a ton of punishment in the first round. That kind of seems to be like the whole theme of this show, just taking punishment and then dealing out something different. So Seth Petrozelli lost. Ricardo Romero won via armbar. And then there was Brendan Schaub versus Chris Trushiker. I don't know how to spell his name. Anyway, there was a TKO via strikes in about a minute 7 of the first round. Brendan Schaub won. I think he's going to be a great fighter. I saw him on The Ultimate Fighter, and he really has the goods as far as fighting goes. So he's going to be a definite threat sometime down the line. Then we got to the main card: George Soteropoulos versus Kurt Pellegrino. Good fight. It was a unanimous decision toward the end. Good back and forth fight. It was cool. Then there was Krzysztof Szynski versus Stephan Bonnar. Unbelievable fight. Stephan Bonnar is one of my favorite fighters of all time, ever since the Ultimate Fighter episode with him and Forrest Griffin, where they just teed off. Bonnar defeated Szynski via TKO at the end of round 2. And it was great fight. Again, really back and forth. They were really, bloodied and whatnot. It's really cool because Stephan Bonnar always bleeds. This is the second time these guys have fought. The first time they fought, it got stopped due to Stephan Bonnar bleeding way too much. But this fight was their rematch, and I really would like to see another fight with these two because these guys did great. Then there was Chris Lytle versus Matt Brown. It was again a good match. Submission armbar. Chris Lytle won. Good match. It was really good. Then there was Yoshihiro Akiyama, or Sexyama. That's his name. That's his nickname. Versus Chris Lieben. Chris Lieben won via submission in the triangle choke at the end of round 3. I thought this was going to a decision, because if it would go to a decision, I'm thinking Akiyama would have won. But Chris Lieben got the triangle choke in just at the last second. Great fight. These guys just spent everything. Chris Lieben took a ton of hits, and just proven that he is tough. And just a great card, great fight right there. I would like to see these two fight again. Then finally, it was the heavyweight championship bout versus it was Brock Lesnar versus Shane Carwin. I totally thought Lesnar was going to lose. Shane Carwin's a beast. Never been out of the first round. Just completely dominated everybody, and that didn't stop until the second round. What happened was, Corn Shack's over my house, right? Corn Shack's over my house. We're watching the UFC fights along with Lash from 789 Films, and my brother, and we're just sitting there watching it. And I'm sitting there thinking, Lesnar can't win. Lesnar can't win at all. But we were throwing out ideas like, wouldn't it be funny if this match was ended in a submission? Like, we all think it's going to be a huge TKO win, or a knockout win. Whoever wins this match is going to win by TKO or knockout. Not the case. So the first round, they come out. Lesnar's trying to stand up with wrong thing to do. I think that was part of his game plan, was to take it to the later rounds, because he just kind of sat back and let Shane Carwin beat the dog shit out of him. It was hard. It was just boom, back and it wasn't even. I can't even say it was back and forth. Shane Carwin just started tremendously beating down on him. Now, there's a lot of people out there that can say the ref should have stopped it and Carwin should have won. But if you look at most of those shots, he had a couple, but Lesnar was pretty much fighting. He was putting his hands up and blocking. His huge forearms prevent any fists from going to the face. And the ref, almost stopped it a couple of times, but he he let the fight progress because it is a championship match. You don't want to cut it off too short, too short. But Lesnar was still with it, didn't give up, covered up for a little bit, came back, started fighting, covered up for a little bit, came back and fought. Tried to take Carwin down. Carwin is a great wrestler too in his own right and could stop Lesnar. These two bulls just, it was like an immovable force meeting the immovable object. Just there's no give. So it was just that's how the first round went. The beginning, it was kind of funny because the beginning of the second round, Carwin winks at Lesnar and Lesnar smiles at Carwin, and they both touch hands, which I thought was really cool. A sign of class and respect from both men because both men respect each other even more than they already did in that first round. Carwin respects Lesnar for being able to take that much punishment, and Lesnar, respects Carwin for being able to dish it out and realizes, this guy's for real. Some more of the same. Lesnar gets an early takedown. Gets almost the full mount, half mount. Locks, is grabbing is grabbing Carwin's one arm and his neck. I thought he had locked it in, but I didn't see it right till the very end. And Lesnar locked it in, switched to side mount, and started going up. And that was it. As soon as I saw that, the switch to the side mount, I knew Carwin was done. He had him. He didn't look like he was in pain. He wasn't struggling. He wasn't doing anything like he had this look on his face like he goes, I can't believe this is the way this is going to end. And Lesnar was just creeping up. Carwin said that he was about to black out, and it was a small tap. Some people like really tap and whatnot. This guy just goes doot 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 doot. That's it. Game over. Brock Lesnar retains and still is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the UFC. And if anybody had any doubts about Lesnar, this match shows how tough he is. If anybody can take a beating like that, he must be tough or insane. But yeah, so Brock Lesnar won, and Austin was at ringside, Rock was at ringside, JR was at ringside, Paul Heyman was at ringside, Goldberg was at ringside. Lesnar all went to cheer for them. Kornchak and I were just in utter. We were like, did it happen? Did he submit Carwin? It's not the fact that he submitted Carwin. It's the fact that this match ended in a submission. I didn't care. I wouldn't have cared. I would have the same reaction if Carwin submitted Lesnar. Just the fact that these two guys who really aren't known for submissions, being submitted. So whatever. I felt the urge to post this. I'm sure Kornchak's going to say something. It was one hell of a fight, one hell of a card rather. I would like to get this one on DVD just because it was a great card. All the fights were great, and just the main event was. I'm still on a high from it just because I wanted Lesnar to win. I didn't think he would, but he did. And this just adds to the July 4th weekend for me. I'm really happy. I get two other days off. Tomorrow's Independence Day. It's going to be fun, man. I'm still on a high right now, so I'm sure Kornchak will say the same thing. That's probably going way too late, so whatever. I want to end it right now. Just stay tuned for other videos. We're going to have some other stuff up, and I just finished up a cooking with File91e's, so just stay tuned for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant about UFC 116, Lesnar versus Carwin, where Lesnar tapped out Carwin. It was very cool. So I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.